I usually would do like the sit down thing, but I'm not like wearing any pants. So it's just shirt and boxers. I don't think YouTube wants to see that, so, you know. How you guys doing today? I want to welcome you to another episode of Unpopular Questions. I haven't done this in a minute. I think this is episode like 13 or 14. I'm not 100% sure, but I appreciate you guys. As you clearly see, I didn't walk in this time, you know. I'm gonna keep this a little professional since I've done this before. And I appreciate everyone that sent me questions. I got about 20 questions. I don't know if I'm gonna answer them all. Depends on how long this video is going. I appreciate y'all for sending them. I appreciate y'all. Woo, Jesus. So question number one, what are your thoughts on the new Future album? I thought it was good, man. I mean, it's a Future album. You either get hella mediocre or pretty good or bad, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like everything. I mean, it's good. It's good. I don't really have, I've listened to it about 1.5 times. You know, it's good. I'm not like, oh my God, Future's dropping. Next question, how has quarantine been for you? Quarantine's been, it's been all right. You know, I was never one of the people that go out and, you know, I'm usually an introvert. I usually come home. I like to watch movies. I like to listen to music. There were tough days, you know, being forced to stay in the house is kind of tough at times. But I did a lot of meditating. As you clearly see, I've been adding stuff to the YouTube channel. I think that's what the pandemic has really, I guess, shown me. And that's one thing that I've learned is, well, I always knew don't take people for granted because you never know. But this has really shown, you know, shown itself in abundance. I know people that were healthy one day and the next day were gone. So, you know, it's tough. I pray for everybody in this pandemic. I pray for the families, and you know, that's just what I've been doing, man. I've been trying to stay as close to God as possible. Next, doesn't matter how many people someone has been with before. One thing that I always say if I'm going into a relationship, it's like, I can't control what you did before me. Now, when I learn what you did before me, then I can make the determination if I want to stay or not. But I don't really put a lot of stock into what you did before me because it was before me. What's the most expensive thing you bought for somebody, and what's the most expensive thing someone's bought for you? Item, like material-wise, the most expensive thing someone bought for me was a podcast mic, or a podcast kit. It came with a mic, it came with headphones, a boom, swing, like that was really thoughtful. I really appreciated that. I didn't ask them to. They just surprisingly got it for me. I think the most expensive thing I bought somebody back in the high school days. No, high school. Actually it was early high school. I got a girl a real promise ring / like necklace. I think it was from K Jewelers. She didn't even accept it, now I think about it. What do you value more in a relationship? Loyalty, trust, or respect? Trust. If you don't have trust, you don't really have anything. I think if you trust somebody, then you would be, I would assume and hope that you would be loyal, that you would respect somebody enough to treat them the way they wanted to be treated. What are your thoughts on the Tekashi situation? For people that don't know, Tekashi snitched on was a rapper and I guess a gang member. He went to jail and snitched on everybody, and now he's home and rapping about it. I'll say this, I'm not going to jail for nobody, but if I did things, like if I was the one that did things and they caught me on stuff that I did, then no, I mean, I was man enough to do it. I gotta be man enough to take whatever punishments comes my way. If I did it, yeah, I mean, I'll take the bullet. So I don't agree with snitching, especially if you did it, you know what I mean? How important is sex in a relationship? Let me say this. I'm a virgin, first of all. I'm waiting till marriage. I'm a virgin for spiritual reasons. So me answering this question, Of course, I'm gonna lean a little over to the right because I'm not having sex. I haven't had it. I say it's very important. Don't get me wrong. Even with somebody that's never had sex, I know how important sex is. I mean, it's in the Bible. But I think that a lot of people put more stock into sex than anything else. And I think that is sometimes where things get muddy. Now, of course, these are your values. Your value, what you value in a relationship is what you value in a relationship. Some people will put sex over getting to know somebody, or some people will put sex over communication, or some people will put sex over love, or some people would put more stock in their relationship with that person sexually than their relationship with God. You know what I mean? And I'm not really for that. Thoughts on dating multiple people at once? All right, well, no. I'm the type of person, if I'm dating somebody, I'm dating one person. Now, a lot of people say, oh, dating these days is pretty much talking. No. To me, it's the talking stage and the dating stage and the courting stage than marriage. So if I'm dating you, that means we're past the talking stage, in my opinion. And because I am the type of person that I'm going to give my attention to one person, because I don't think that's fair to not only me but that person. If I want something to grow, how do I want that to grow if I'm giving my attention to 3 or 4 or 5 different women? You know what I mean? Have you ever been scammed, or have you scammed anybody? I've never scammed anybody at all. But I have been scammed, and my scam was purely my fault. And let me tell you my fault. So I don't remember where I was, but I don't remember which part of my life I was in, like what age, but I was at the ATM. It was a Friday, and there was a whole bunch of people at the ATM as well. And we were, of course, cashing our checks from work. And this was before I had, the job that I was working at didn't have direct deposit, so I'm at the line, and this dude comes, and he comes with this sob story, man. Hey, I have this $500 check. You know, now that I'm sitting here, like, playing the back of my head, it's wild on my part, but he said, I have this $500 check, and the bank isn't allowing me to cash it right now because I guess something, but I need the money right now because I have a family and they're hungry. Mind you, this guy pulls up in like an Escalade, you know what I mean? So he says, hey, do you mind giving me $250 in cash, and I'll give you this, I think it was like maybe $300. I'll give you this $300 check, and you'll be able to cash it, and you know, everything will be everything. I was like, I didn't want to, but I was scared, you know, like I was scared, and I was people pleasing, and I was like, you know what, sure. I'll get an extra $50 out of this. It is what it is. I didn't examine the check, man. I just saw it was like one of those, hey, I got this check right here. Like, I didn't examine it. And after it happened, I went to the thing, I put in my bank information, I put in my check, took out $250, gave it to him. He gave me the check and dipped. I look at the check. It's not even a real check. It's like a proof of check or something, like one of those things. It wasn't a real check, so I got duped out of $250. I got duped at $250, but that was on me. Who has more hits, Jay or Beyonce? Let me tell you this. When we talk about hits, like, okay, so when we talk about, I guess for the streets, I would say Jay-Z. Jay-Z, especially the rap community, Jay-Z for a lot of people is the greatest rapper ever. But when we talk about hits, like hits that somebody in France or somebody in in Africa would know. It has to be Beyonce, like hands down. What can we expect from your new YouTube videos? Well, for people that noticed, I've been putting out more than just the podcast on my YouTube. I've been putting sneaker videos. I put a music video about Drake. I'm bringing back Unpopular Questions. My goal is to show you, or show the people out there watching or listening, that I'm more than just sports. Like I like a lot of things. I talk about a lot of things. I can do a lot of things. I'm creative in a lot of ways. And while I love talking about sports is a major thing in my life, I am more than just sports. I love movies, I love music, I love food, clearly. I love talking about shoes. Like, I love so many things. It's like, I didn't just want you guys to think all I do is talk about sports. While the podcast is still going to be the same, and I'm still going to drop the visuals every Wednesday, and the podcast every Tuesday on like DSPs. And because I have so much time with this quarantine thing, it's like I want to show you guys that I'm more than just shoes. You know, like I have a different mindset, a different way of thinking about everything. So, you know, that's my goal, is to, one, have fun, and two, show you guys that I'm more than just shoes, and give you guys something that, you know, give you more of myself. I've been nervous to do that, but it's just like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm more than just sports. So, but I appreciate you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys for being here. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Continue to send me questions. Of course, I'm gonna do this a lot more. Or, you know, I'm bringing it back, so I'm gonna do it a lot more. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And again, the podcast dropping Tuesday. The visuals are dropping Wednesday, and I'll probably have another video outside of sports next week. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And until next time, much love. My timing is impeccable. She's about to walk through the door. And you can hear all that in the camera. So my timing is good, man.